everybody, it's Linda Bartolucci with Ink Stamp and Scrap. Thanks so much for joining me today. Let me just pop myself up here. Hello, welcome to another Wednesday workshop. We survived the storm yesterday. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thanks for joining me today. I am filming this in Sarasota, Florida, and last night we had a tropical storm come through. It was much worse in the middle of the state, but all day yesterday they were predicting that the West Coast, where I live, was going to be hit the hardest. So we had all the furniture inside in our living room and hunkered down for the evening. By the time we went to bed last night, it was pretty clear that it was just going to be a bad storm and last most of the night, which made it a lot easier to get a good night's sleep. But anyway, we're here to stamp, and that's what this is all about. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, if you are a part of Team Replay, please leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Ask me any questions. If you stay till the end, I will give you a prompt to leave in the comments. But let's get to announcements for today. So it is July 7th, 2021. We are into the pre-order part of the new winter catalog. So I'm actually going to turn you guys down. Thanks, Sue. I appreciate that. I'm going to turn you guys down real quick here and show you a few fun things. Let's start with this. There we go. All right. So the mini catalog, I can't open it, but I'm allowed to show you the cover at this point. Starts it actually says July to December, but for customers, it doesn't start until August. It was already set off to the printers when Stampin' Up! Encountered some shipment issues with a lot of the things that they have to offer in here, so they decided to delay the catalog by 4 weeks for demonstrators and customers. Normally, if it's a July production, we would get to pre-order in June. So that's the scoop. You guys get to start ordering in August, and there's tons of stuff in here, and I will do a complete walkthrough as soon as I'm allowed to open this up. The other thing that's starting in August is a second celebration promotion. It lasts the months of August and September. Lots of fun, cute products in here that go for both all occasion projects as well as holiday projects. All right. Couple more quick announcements before we get started. I'm going to share another picture with you guys. This is my ribbon storage from Stampin' Storage. I have listed it on Facebook Market. I have listed it in a number of local garage sale places. You can see how the ribbon is stored on the second shelf and in the upper corner of the first shelf. If this is something you are interested in, please get in touch with me. I would love for it to get a good home and not the recycle bin, but I do need to get it out. So please get in touch if this is something that you are interested in. All right, let's get to today's card. There we go. All right, so today we are going to, I'll bring in the drawing too. We're going to be doing a center step card. You might be. We're going to be doing a center step card, and this is the sketch for it. So you're going to start off with an 8.5 by 5.5 base, and then you're going to cut 2 slits at the 1 inch line from 1 inch to 5.25 inches. And then you're going to score at 1 inch, 2 inches, and 5.25 just to the slit. Same on both sides. And then you're going to score across the slits at 4.25. As always, you don't need to remember this. You can screenshot this if you plan on making this right away. But otherwise, shortly after this video, the blog post that goes with it will post live, and you can download the PDF that includes this, a shot of this piece of cardstock, so you can see exactly how to make the center step card. This is the project that we're going to make today. So this is how a center step card works. It goes just like that. So it displays really nicely. Let me show you. You can see the front, there we go, but there's the back or the top down shot, and you can see it. Let me do it this way from the side. There we go. So that's what it looks like from the side. There we are. If you want to do a lot of writing and you have somebody special that you're giving this to, you can, when you open it up, it's a little odd. You could put something here. My suggestion would be on the back here to add a rectangle or another card, like a white note card that was folded right here. So it would be, this space right here is 3¼ So you probably want to do like you could do a 3x5 note card really easily and just attach it right here and then do your writing. All right, so let's get to going on this one so you can see how fun this is. All right, I have all my supplies here. We are going to be working with the Pansy Patch Stampin' Up! Bundle today. And on that PDF that you can download, it also has all the measurements that I'm just about to go through. So don't panic when you see this. Let me do this. I've gotten comments in the past that it's a little easier when you guys can see me doing the instructions. So let me move myself around here. There we go. Okay. All right, and I popped up in the corner. How fun is that? Okay, so the Pansy Patch bundle is what we're going to use today. It's got great greetings. I love the font. I have a few guides in here that just remind me when I was testing with it. These are all the die cuts that you get with that bundle, all the things to put together the flowers. This is one of my organization tips for the day. I put the number somewhere on my magnetic board that I get from Stampin' Storage. I'll link below the video a link to Stampin' Storage if this is something that you're interested in, a way to store your dies. But this way I can just quickly count the dies and make sure when I've been working with something for a long time that I have all the dies back together again. And then this is how they're stored now. If you remember when Stampin' Up! Changed their packaging, they actually print the stamp set. You can see back here on the back side of the paper that gives you the name and all the images so that you can make sure that you have all your stamps. So I can just make sure I can visually see all of my stamps. This one's missing, but that's the greeting that we're going to use today. So I'm all okay. All right, let's put all this stuff back in because I have done all the die cutting in advance. And I'm going to spin this around and see if that gives us a little bit better light. I feel like I'm a little in the dark today. Not sure if that's how you're seeing it. It looks okay on that. I don't know. Let's see what this does. Okay. Anyway, we tried to move to the afternoon so that we could have better lighting, and I'm still in a quandary about that. All right. So your card base is 8.5 by 5.5. Then here, let me pull the card in and let's talk through this. Then you have I have my little cheat. Okay. I'm going to do it this way. Then you have, because I know how these are. All right. Then you have these ones, and this is 3 by 1, and this is 3/4, or sorry, 2 and 7/8 by 1, and then this is 7/8 by 2 and 3/4. That's how that goes. This one is 7/8 by 4, and this one is 1 inch by 4 1/8, which gives you just a little bit of space. This one goes here, so when you cut these, you need to cut 2. Like I said, the PDF tells you all of this. And then the centerpiece, this is 3 by 3 1/4, and this is 3 1/8 by 3 3/8. I cut 2 of these so that we can do our greeting, and then I also have all these fun die cuts, which I'm going to dump right here so we can put them together. And this is what's going to put our pansy together. So I have some calypso corals, some fresh freesia, soft succulent, soft sea foam, and it looks like I only have one leaf there for some reason. A middle, and bumblebee as my colors. And where I got all those colors is from the Designer Series paper. If you're not familiar with my website because you're new to joining us, this is my Designer Series paper cheat sheet. You can download this from the website. Just go to my catalogs page on my website, and it gives you all the Designer Series papers that are in the Stampin' Up! Annual catalog, along with the colors that coordinate with it. If you are interested in getting more designer series paper because you just don't have enough, most of the ones listed here are on a sale right now with Stampin' Up. You can go to my website and check out all the details. All right, let's get to stamping here. Well, not too much stamping today. It's more just assembly, but I just think this is a really fun card. And with the holidays coming up, this is one that's actually what I was thinking as I was getting ready for the fact that we're going to head into holiday stamping. This would be a great card to just say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, feature a picture of your family, and then have the 3x5 on the back with whatever you want to say, whatever greeting. It could be a little message, or your if you guys put out those holiday letters every year, you could tuck it back here. There's a lot of ways that you could use this as a great holiday card. It's also great if you're just sending Halloween or Thanksgiving, because it just showcases right there what's going on, and then just a little bit of a greeting. But it means that somebody can set this up and use it and leave it as a display somewhere around their house, which I just think is really nice. All right, so let's get to this. I'm just going to grab my trimmer and my scoring tool. All right, I'm going to put this on top. There we go. Okay, we're going to use both. I find it easier to do the scoring for this card on the bigger scoring tool, but you certainly can use your paper trimmer to do that. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, I'm just going to get my little cheat design here, and we're going to measure at 1 inch. Oh, sorry, I hear the construction. I'm not sure if you guys do, but I definitely hear it. All right, and when I am cutting the slit, I like to go up to where the top is and then down to where the bottom is. So I position my cutting blade in the middle of where I need that slit to be. So I'm going to slide this all the way up to 1 inch, and I'm sorry if my head gets in the camera, but I want this to work well for you guys. And then I'm coming down to 5 1/4. And now we're going to just flip this over. Or actually, I'm going to go this way. So it's 1 inch on each side. Since this is 5 1/2, that means if I put this at, oh, actually just at 1 inch. Never mind. Just forget what I just said. It's just one of those days. So now I'm at 1 inch. So, okay, let me show you. I went 1 inch on the right side beyond the well that cuts. And now I'm going 1 inch on the left side, as you would generally cut your, measure to cut your paper, because it's usually a bigger strip that you're cutting. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up to 1 inch, and I'm going to come down. You guys, they haven't made any noise in like an hour. Okay, and I'm going to come down to 5 1/4. If you go a little bit over, it's not the end of the world. You just want to try to keep it as close as possible. It's really your score marks that are going to bring it all together. All right, so now I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to replicate these scoring instructions right here. I'm going to put that. Yeah, you can still see it. Actually, I'm going to scoot over. All right, and then you can definitely see this. Okay, so I'm going to start at the 1 inch mark, and I'm going to come down to the score line. Then I'm going to come down to the 1 inch mark, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to turn this over to the smaller one. It's just a little easier. I'm going to get the 2 inch mark here, 2 inches and down to the slit. And then I'm going to come down here and keep going 2 inches and down. Looking for a ruler. I feel like I might have messed that up a little. Yep, that's a little off. Okay. The one you're going to see all the pictures in is the one that I already showed you, so it's okay if this is just a little off. Okay, there we go. And then 5 1/4, right to the end of that slit. Make sure I catch the right one. 5 1/2, it's right there. Come on. There we go. Okay, 5 1/4, and then 4 1/4 all between the two. So 4 1/4 is, no, it's not that one. Oh, it's just a Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to come right here and then I'm going to push harder. There we go. Much better. Okay, so those are the 3 score marks that I want. And now this is super easy. I've got my flaps. Let's move this out of the way. And then all you need to remember to do is just valley fold these down and then back. What did I do? Yep, down and back. Oh, there we go. And then it pops up. I guess I missed a little on that one. Okay. Oh, I think I did 5 1/4. Oh, I definitely missed on that one. What did I? Oh, that's right. Okay, this one missed, but we're gonna be okay. All right, let me get a bone folder and finish this off. The blessings of being live. Now you can see how you recover from mismeasuring a little bit. Okay. Sometimes you'd never guess I've been doing this for over 20 years. All right. So there we go. There's the basics. It is standing just fine, and it's going to go in the envelope just fine too. All we need to do is our decorations now. All right. Let me just double check. All right, so there we go. Okay, now let's get to decorating this guy. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put all of my pieces together. I'm going to grab a stamp mat. Oh, I think I saw. There we go. All right, my stamp mat, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat, just so I don't get any adhesive on my stamp mat. There's the other side of this paper. It's really pretty. It's just a nice purple plaid. All right, so this is going to go on the left or the right side. This is the one that's 3 inches tall. So I'm just going to go ahead and mat these and add these. Now I saw, oh, and I still got some of my stamp mat. I saw lots of samples of these, and many of them just used the designer series paper on the 3 panels and didn't do it in here and just used that to stamp. I'm gonna have to do some adhesive removing there. All right, and then this one is gonna go over on the left side. Okay, there we go. All right. So yeah, we survived our first storm. I do feel bad for the people that live inland because they definitely got the brunt of it, even though we were supposed to get the brunt of it. So you just never know how the storms are going to go. All right. And as far as the holiday catalog goes, if you have ordered with me during 2021, then you will get a complimentary copy of the holiday catalog coming in the mail to you by the end of this month so that you can start ordering at the beginning of August, right when it's available. All right, so all of this catches right here. Let me just go up a little. There we go. Okay, there's the beginning, and then I'm going to put the center one on. And then I'll walk you through how to assemble the pansy, and we'll do our one little bit of stamping today. Okay. This is actually a rectangle. It's 3 inches by 3 1/4. So don't let that deceive you. You want to make sure that you get this in the right spot and it goes the right way. So it definitely has a right and a wrong. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we can come back And there is our card going with all the folds and everything. All right. Yeah, Kathy, we did great. And how did you do? Because you're here in Florida as well. I'm hoping you're going to say, we did great. All right, I'm going to take the layered circle that I die cut with the layering circles die cuts. And I'm going to add that to the middle. The reason that I'm adding this, it's not necessary, it's not a requirement, but I find that putting a neutral mat behind something that's got a lot of color just brings it up a little bit more. And then we are going to assemble this and add some dimensionals to it. But we're going to use liquid glue to do our assembly. I'm going to move the card away. Don't need that anymore. I'm going to keep my silicone mat down. The first thing I'm going to do is just start putting the Calypso coral items around the edge. And remember, when you're using liquid glue, you just want to have a really light hand. If that's not something that you're able to do, then grab some kind of a stamping sponge or a dauber and just make a big pile of the liquid glue somewhere on your workspace, preferably on a silicone mat, so it'll last a while and then you can wipe it away easily. Then if you just pick up a little bit of the glue with your stamping sponge, you'll still be able to control the amount of glue that you're transferring to a small piece and not have glue all over your fingers and all over your project. All right, so we're going to keep going with these fun Calypso coral accents that come with the Pansy dies. And because the paper was, I just found the leaf, I think. Yep, there we go. Fresh freesia, bumblebee, and Calypso coral. That's what dictated the colors of cardstock that I did. I don't think in nature you will find a pansy that looks like this, but I definitely had fun creating this using all the cardstock colors to make a match. Coming to the YouTube channel starting next week, I am going to double up the videos that you're going to be able to watch. So starting next week, I will be posting a video a week, plus we'll be going live. So we're going to slowly add back. If you are new to my channel, you may have missed the fact that I had major knee surgery in January, and I am feeling a lot better. Today was my longest power walk in the neighborhood. I was able to go at a pretty steady pace for almost 20 minutes today, and that is definitely a record for me. So I'm pretty happy about that. I also was able to work out at my gym yesterday and again do more than I ever have. So 2 days in a row, I am increasing what I'm able to do. I feel like I'm starting to get back to where I don't have to think of everything as a milestone when all I'm doing is what I used to do. So that's pretty exciting. All right, I'm gonna do this with a glue dot. I'm just gonna put the leaves together to put behind, and then we will assemble all the pieces. So like I said, the tip to putting detailed dies together is to either run them through your die cutting machine with an adhesive sheet. Those sheets are really thin, so they don't add a lot of weight. They do make life a lot easier, but this is a limited number of dies. I mean, I have 2 leaves and a flower is basically what I'm putting together. I know it's several pieces, but we've been just chatting a little bit and I've got all the pieces together. So it really doesn't take that long to do. And I just find it easier than using the adhesive sheets when I'm not dealing with much. If I was mass producing this, if this was going to be the birthday card for a month or something like that, I would definitely do that. All right, so this is where I always struggle with my pansy. All right, so there we go. I think that is going to be kind of the look I'm going to go for. Actually, I kind of like that one better, so this guy's going to go behind this time. So what I find is I take whichever is the front petal, I kind of try to make the line of it that's in the center really hit that V. I don't know if that's the way it looks in nature, but it just kind of seems to look better to me. And then I try to tilt them around so it kind of comes almost down to touch. in terms of how close this piece of Calypso coral is to that main part. So since this is the front petal, if you will, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this, and then we'll kind of move it around to get it where we want. I am going to use dimensionals to put this on, so if there's a little bit of glue exposed, I'm okay with that, although not right there. But anyway, well, guess what? This one's going to go in the front. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of glue on this one, over on the side, and then pull this back a little bit and tuck him in there. There we go. Okay, we have a little bit of glue smudged right there, but I'm just going to let nature kind of tuck it in and dry. We're going to set this aside and we will finish. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to tuck these in real quick, and then I'll set this aside and do the greeting. The nice thing about liquid glue is it's super strong, so you can just leave things to sort of set up and they will work. Okay, 1 and 2. Oh, come on, 2. There we go. Okay, hello. I feel like I'm looking down a lot today. All right, so I'm gonna just take this, another reason to use the silicone sheet, and set it aside. And now we're going to stamp this. So I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, I'm really excited that I was able to walk that far. All right. All right, and then this greeting has a lot of straight, it's got an edge on the bottom and the top that are very straight, so it's pretty easy to see how to stamp this down. So I am going to just go right there, and we're going to hope that the hello does not pop up over the top. Yay, and it did not. Okay, a little hello from me to you, very cute. I'm going to add my jewels. I'm not going to flag this like I did on the other one. You can see on the one that I made, I used a corner punch to flag this. The punch is not on the supply list, so I wanted you to see how it ends up looking if you just do a straight one. So all the edges are straight on this card. So I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to take little jewels this time just to show you the difference. These are the in color jewels that are in all the new colors that just came out in June. Here we go. So these are the two fresh freesia ones. All right. And now I'm going to pull in, I'm going to let my flower dry just a little bit more. I'm going to pull in my card base, close this up, and get everything ready to finish. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my dimensionals. From this point forward, everything that's going on the card is going to have dimensionals, just to give it a little bit of pop when it goes in the envelope. Remember to use... don't use your dimensionals sparingly, because you want the lift to be there when somebody opens this up after it goes through the mail. So make sure that you stack them pretty close together. You get, I think, 800 in a package, so you have plenty when you buy these to go ahead and not use them too sparingly. Here we go. All right, and if you are watching on, oh, thanks. If you are watching on Team Replay, leave a comment in the bottom, leave a comment below. Oh my goodness. And let me know what other occasions you would like to use this layout for. This is just a little hello. What other occasions would you think this layout would work really well for? We talked at the beginning about how I thought it would work really well for any kind of a holiday card that you're about to do, because it showcases the center really well, and then you can easily put a card on the back to write somebody a longer note than usual if that's the way you do your holiday cards. It's hard to believe that I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and I have to start thinking about holiday cards, but it is that time. All right. So we have all of our dimensionals off. I'm going to put this, don't worry, I know I have that bumblebee piece to go. I'm going to let the leaves fly off the side. Just going to let that keep drying. It will dry clear eventually if I leave it alone. And then for the center of my card, I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. I'm going to pick it up with the end. I have my glue dot. Good birthday card. I agree. I like it for a birthday card, Sue. I'm curious to see what everybody else comes up with. So I'm going to push that down. I'm going to pop it up just a little bit with the end because it's stuck pretty good. Actually, might be able to maneuver it with this. So the way the die is designed, the point goes to the top, and that's the way it kind of landed on my tool. So I'm just going to set it in here kind of upside down. Okay, there we go. And there is our finished card. So let me bring in the first one, the model, if you will. Move this. And that is our card for today. So every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, I go live on YouTube. Here's the two cards. Let me just bring myself back in here. Ooh, nope. There we go. All right. Ha, I grew. All right, every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, I go live. We do a fun fold card. That's what we've been doing for the last month and a half. We will continue that for the next couple of weeks. And then in August, we will transition to different kinds of projects because that's when we'll be featuring items from the holiday catalog. I will still do items from the annual catalog, but I want to give you more ideas on how you can do things as we're moving into the holidays. So we might not always do a fun fold, but we always will have a good time. So thank you very much for watching today. Let me double check the comments, see if there were any questions I needed to answer. If you change the GSP, you can make an anniversary card. Absolutely. I love that. All right. So birthday, anniversary, anything else? No, thanks, Sue. I appreciate the warning about the middle. All right. So thank you very much for joining me today. Remember, if you're on Team Replay, leave a comment in below the video and let me know what occasion you would use, what occasion you would make this card for. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Bye-bye.